First up, representing the neutral card that needs the most help is Terrence Maffesto. Now, if you don't know, Terrence Maffesto is a 4-cost flying unit, and he was great in the first generation of this game when it was the assassin meta where commons ruled. Rats didn't stand a chance, but then the meta changed when Redlings buffed all their epics and legendaries, which led to the end of our boy Terrence Maffesto.
Look how they mess with my boy.
He's too expensive, doesn't really provide any value for a full cost, and he is also very weak. Once known as a great value common card similar to Terrence Maffesto, number 2 is Calamity Heidi. She's a 2-cost fighter that assassin spam meta was great in order to help defend and create those counter pushes, right? But now that it's changed ever since the legendary epic rebuff, she doesn't really hold her weight. Now, if you compare her to a 2-cost card like Captain Diabetes, which has been buffed, Redlings needs to take some time and take a look at Calamity Heidi and rebuff her so she can be a viable option. Maybe even a rework, because the only thing that's going for her is that she's smart and funny. Anyway, bad jokes aside, Redlings, let's take a look at Calamity Heidi. Let's do something, maybe a health buff or some type of attack boost. Now, once a beloved character in the South Park franchise, the card that you need to stay away from in fantasy is Mr. City Walk Guy. The problem with Mr. City Walk Guy is that his deck composition needs to be set up for him. I think he was a card that received multiple buffs, and I still feel that he's not in a good spot to be in the competitive scene and more like a meme kind of deck. He's a 4-cost range fighter which needs animals to use his special abilities, which is the most damaging part. And also, fantasy has so many of the units that are so much better, so I'd hate to say it, but stay away from Mr. City Walk Guy. Next up, we have the spell for sci-fi that you need to stay away until Redlings decides to buff it is the spell Hyperdrive. Now, the thing with Hyperdrive is there's so much potential for it. What Hyperdrive does is it will increase the speed of all your allies for a certain time interval. Right, it can help you win a midline push, or as you're nearing the enemy nuke kid, help you gain that win or advantage. But why use Hyperdrive when you have Warboy Tweak? Now, Warboy Tweak was buffed, I want to say last year, and his cost was reduced from 4 to 3. Hyperdrive hasn't received any buff, and it's too expensive for the purpose of the spell, so it's essentially not a card you see often. So Redlings, I'd like you to take a look at this one because I think there's so much potential with this card, but as of right now, until then, stay away from it. Last but not least, we are going to talk about Witch Doctor token, and it is such a loved card, but there's just so many counters to Witch Doctor token to the point where he's almost unusable. The problem with Witch Doctor token is, one, his hit speed is the slowest amongst all the tokens. 2, his wind-up animation for his special ability is too slow and easy to avoid, Witch Doctor token needs some kind of buff, whether it's to his hit speed or his attack speed, because right now he is the worst legendary. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. Did you agree? Did you disagree? What other cards do you think Red Links needs to buff or revisit? Let me know in the comments down below. If you found this video helpful in any way, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button as I post content for South Park Phone Destroyer and other games right here on this channel. Thank you for watching. My name is Oso, and I will catch you out in the streets, new kid. Thanks.